One of the things I do is that I help my clients formulate what I call power statements. Power statements are ultra positive suggestions that are meant to rev up your power to create a zing of motivation, resonance, enthusiasm. The zing that your body feels is it telling you, yes, I believe this. It's so worth the time to, create your own power statement, to get the wording just right so that it triggers that feel-good zing. And any time is a good time to repeat your power statement. When you're out walking the dog, when you're doing the laundry, when you're in the bathroom, when you are cooking, when you're practicing your self-hypnosis, when you're mentally rehearsing something. What this is doing is that it's helping the brain, your body, to stay tuned into and aligned with your goal. It keeps you focused and reflecting on the change you're becoming now. This is why they're stated in the present tense. The path to change, the path to our goal can start with one thought that we keep repeating to ourselves. The words I am can be made so powerful when what follows them is one continuous positive thought. This becomes an empowering auto-suggestion. I am growing stronger and I'm feeling it in my bones. I'm changing and that change feels good. I am managing my day-to-day with greater confidence in my heart. Without emotion, anything we pretend to be remains inert. Repeating those goal-oriented suggestions with feeling is what gives them liftoff. Thinking, imagining anything positive without at least trying to dig deep and find a little positivity inside of us is like trying to plug a cell phone in a defective socket. It's not going to charge. The subconscious mind needs to be receptive to accepting these goal-oriented suggestions. But without a little positivity to create that positive charge in our body, the imagination can't make that I'm growing stronger, I'm growing more resilient feel real to our body. Emotion is what makes that strength feel strong, that resilience feel resilient. And it's what makes that power statement feel powerful. To give you an example, my power statement is I am power. Not I am powerful, because the noun makes me feel more powerful than the adjective. And when I say this with heartfelt intention, when I connect with that part of me that is greater than me, I'm able to say these words, I am power, and really feel that zing. I also like to remind clients that it's a good idea to keep their power statements 100% positive. What happens sometimes is that the subconscious mind isn't so good at registering the negative. Like when you tell someone, don't think of that pink elephant. Well, what are they going to think about? The pink elephant. When you tell yourself, don't panic, don't forget, I'm not a failure, I'm not a smoker, I'm not anxious, what the subconscious mind may be hearing are the words panic, forget, failure, smoker, anxious, the things you don't want. Think about something that you'd like to hardwire in your subconscious mind, in your brain through repetition. Maybe it's something that when you're feeling unmotivated can bring you that zing of renewed enthusiasm and excitement that can help you to stop procrastinating. Or maybe it's something that when you're feeling tired and out of sorts can bring you that burst of feel-good energy. Experiment. Take a piece of paper, write a few things down, make them 100% positive in the present tense, close your eyes, and see which one brings you the most zing. Be patient, take your time. Are you always going to feel that zing? Well, during a not so good day, in a not so good moment, maybe not. But keep at it. Repeat that power statement with as much forceful, heartfelt conviction as you can, and see if you can't dig deep and connect with that part of you that is greater than you. Good times to keep repeating your power statement are, of course, during the day, but also when you can't sleep at night. Repeating it just before you wake up or right before you fall asleep are really good times to drive home this message to your subconscious mind. If you'd like a little help coming up with your power statement, something that can create an empowering resonance in your mind body that you can believe in, something that's going to shake you out of that negative mindset and stop that unwanted behavior, feeling, thought, well, I'm happy to help. Just send me an email. Make sure you write your name and Viking on the subject line. I remember many years ago transiting through an airport, and the immigration officer asked me what my occupation was, and I smiled and said, I'm a hypnotist. And immediately his eyes widened, he got all excited and started peppering me with questions. Now, I remember thinking, this is someone who believes in the hype and woo-woo of hypnosis. And when these clients come to me and ask me to help them stop doing something that's causing problems in their life, all in the space of 2 hours, because of course I'm this hypnotist who has power over other people's minds, and so this is totally doable. I know I burst their bubble when I tell them, listen, I can't make you do anything. If you go to a stage hypnotist and he makes you cluck like a chicken, well, this is because subconsciously you were open to experiencing that, even though consciously this may be something you would never have considered doing. I love Agatha Christie novels, but I cringe every time a poor character is suspected of being brainwashed by the unsavory hypnotist. The truth is, no one can hypnotize you against your will. I can't hypnotize anyone unless he or she consciously and subconsciously wants that experience. When I hypnotize someone, it's because he or she is choosing to trust me, choosing to listen and follow my suggestions. These suggestions are all based on a very lengthy interview and designed to help them, achieve their goals, make those changes. What I do really is just facilitate the hypnotic experience. My client goes on that inward journey, not because I tell them to, but because they want to. They want to feel what it feels like to feel hypnotized. Actually, I think that how quickly a client goes into hypnosis depends less on my skill as a hypnotist and more on my client's own positive attitude, their deep willingness to use hypnosis as a tool for change. Sometimes I'll get someone who will say to me, well, I've been to all these hypnotists and I've never been able to, be hypnotized. And that makes sense, really, because even though consciously they want that experience, nothing is going to happen if subconsciously they don't trust the hypnotist or they don't trust the hypnotic experience. But I tell them, well, actually, there is one person who can hypnotize you, and that person is you. When you set the intention to hypnotize yourself, that's what's called self-hypnosis. So why would you want to learn self-hypnosis? Well, hypnosis isn't something to be wary of. As my clients have discovered, it's actually a powerful resource that you can use to intentionally start shaping your brain so that it works for you, so that it begins to neurologically reflect what you want, who you want to become. Hypnosis is about putting that powerful imagination of yours to work in a very goal-oriented, specific way. During hypnosis, what you're doing is that you're using your mind to guide your imagination, to steer it in the proper direction, to help goals manifest as outcomes. I think we should be a little careful about what we choose to believe about ourselves, because beliefs can manifest in our reality, not to mention our brain. Changing core beliefs like I'm not good enough is something that I help many clients do with hypnosis, because changing those limiting beliefs and laying the groundwork for more positive, empowering ones is something that can, help support their goals and help them feel more positive about what they're capable of achieving. I know that practicing self-hypnosis is like investing in the change that we believe is possible within ourselves. And I know for sure through my work with clients that changing those beliefs, those thoughts, those behaviors, even if it's only in our imagination, can translate into such a positive difference. What powers your ability to make that goal reality is your subconscious mind. When the boss of you thinks that that particular goal is a good thing, then it's going to cooperate. So the path towards change is going to be an easy one. But sometimes, for many reasons, the subconscious mind may resist that change. If, for example, reaching that goal requires you to feel a certain way, think a certain way, believe in something that the subconscious mind hasn't been taught, hasn't learned, well then the path to change to that goal may be more challenging. The beauty of self-hypnosis is that it allows us to reach our subconscious mind, to work with it. We can use our mind, our imagination to update, reprogram our subconscious. In essence, when you practice self-hypnosis, what you're doing is you're uploading new information, new data into your subconscious mind. But in order to, get the subconscious to accept this information, to believe in it, to start learning it, you need to practice regularly. When we practice self-hypnosis, what we're doing is we're consciously using the power of intention to start hardwiring this feeling that you need to be feeling, this thought that you need to be thinking, this belief that you need to be believing in order to make those goals come true. We hypnotize ourselves all the time and don't even realize it. When you keep repeating, for example, the phrase, I'm not good enough, well, this thought, this statement becomes a negative autosuggestion. So the more you repeat it, the more you're hardwiring this negative autosuggestion in your subconscious mind. But not only that, you're also hardwiring it in your body because, as I've said, every one of your body's cells houses a subconscious mind. So how do we begin neutralizing all this negative self-talk that we hear from ourselves, from others? Well, this is where self-hypnosis can become such an amazing tool. During hypnosis, we reach a state of heightened focused attention. So we use this state to zero in on those positive suggestions. I am good enough. I am competent. I am confident. This gives you an opportunity as well to talk to your body in a way that's going to make it feel strong and confident and competent. These positive suggestions, they're like seeds, tiny seeds that you're planting in the soil of your subconscious mind. And a daily practice of self-hypnosis is what's going to keep watering those seeds, making them grow and allowing them to take root in the subconscious mind. Seeds need good fertilizer in order to thrive. Relaxation makes a great one, which is why, although relaxation isn't hypnosis, it can be an important part of the process. When the conscious mind relaxes, it's more willing to allow the subconscious mind to get in the driver's seat, which is what we want to begin communicating with it, to begin planting those seeds, those positive suggestions, those empowering beliefs. So the first thing you have to do is start asking yourself, well, what seeds, what positive suggestions do I want to begin planting in the soil of my subconscious mind? When you're practicing self-hypnosis and you're repeating these positive suggestions, what's happening is that those neurons are firing and wiring. And the more they do that, the more they want to fire and wire together. And this is good because this is what's building those positive neural connections, those networks that represent change. Basically, self-hypnosis gives you an opportunity to mentally rehearse change. Pretend as if you're already this person that's made that change, achieved those goals, that has you feeling and thinking differently, doing things differently. And the more you practice being this person in your imagination, well, the more time the subconscious mind, your body, has to get used to this new you and begin to accept it. And the more it accepts it, the more believable this version of you becomes. So that makes it easier for you to begin to regard yourself as this new you and not the old you. My intention is to give you a general overview of self-hypnosis, what it is and how it works. But of course, there are many good books out there that can give you more in-depth, detailed steps. The goal is always to help you reach a state of heightened focused attention and get your subconscious mind to embrace that agenda of good change. When you enter into self-hypnosis, you're in a sense paying attention to the fact that you're paying attention. And what is it that you're paying attention to? Well, you're paying attention to that change, to you achieving that goal. And, how are you behaving? What are you thinking, saying, believing, doing? Get very clear on this and create a script. Write it down in the present tense. Remember that fertilizer, those relaxing suggestions and visual imagery that are going to get your body more relaxed. So, for example, you can begin to say things like, I'm relaxing into peace. I'm falling into deep relaxation. I'm growing more and more relaxed. And name the parts of your body that are growing more relaxed. My mouth is growing more relaxed. My tongue is growing more relaxed. My neck and shoulders are growing more relaxed. When you tell your cheeks and your arms and legs, your chest, that they're relaxing and you're using an encouraging, soft, gentle tone, observe how they respond. They seem to listen better and do just what you say. They relax. Remember that relaxation makes your subconscious mind, your body, more receptive to those goal-oriented, feel-good suggestions. In hypnosis, I create in my mind a script for my client, using my client's own words, not mine. What I learned early on in my training is that the script is always in the client, and this is so true. When you do self-hypnosis, you are your own client. That script is in you. So let's say that the desired change is that you want to feel more self-confident. Well, ask yourself, how can I take the suggestion, I am confident, and dress it in different ways that work for you? You know what you need to motivate you to really bring that feeling of confidence alive. So let's say, for example, that you want to say to yourself, I am finding it easier and easier to feel confident in. Well, in what situations are you feeling this confidence? If you could wave a magic wand and become this more confident person in 2 or 3 areas of your life, well, how would you know that you're feeling this confidence? Where in your body would you be feeling it? How would you be breathing? How would you be behaving? What would you be thinking, saying? Ponder all of this and write it down. With a steady practice of self-hypnosis, what can happen is that the brain can start to generalize this out. So you may just find that you may be feeling confident in even more areas of your life, in even more situations. In this script, you're going to be talking to yourself in a different way, in a way that's going to sound supportive and encouraging. That voice in your head is going to be filled with praise. That script should feel good, it should sound good. And if you're already this change that you want to experience, well, you'd be feeling happy and grateful, right? So make sure that you include suggestions that are going to make you feel happy and grateful, maybe in your heart. When you're finished with your script, if you like, you can record it and practice listening to it every day and change it up so that it reflects your goal. A session of self-hypnosis doesn't have to take more than 15, 20 minutes. Really, you decide how long you want it to take. Find a place that's comfortable, where you won't be disturbed, and if you'd like, add some relaxing music. Just make sure that it's music that isn't going to make your brain remind you of anything. Now, in order to create the expectation of going into hypnosis, I'm going to be counting down from 10 to 1, slowly. But if you prefer, you can count down from 10 to 1 or 20 to 1, or count up from 1 to 10, 1 to 20. Really, you decide on the number. You can count up or down to whatever number you want, depending on how long it takes you to reach the state of focused attention. Everyone is different. Some people go deeper quicker. Others, it may take longer, depending on how restless their mind is. Be patient and discover your own pace. I have clients who've been practicing self-hypnosis for so long that all they have to do is close their eyes, set that intention, create that expectation that they're going into hypnosis, and they're there, imagining, putting their imagination to work for them. With time and practice, you'll get a better sense of what works for you and what suggestions are the ones that seem to work best for you, that seem to relax your body and your mind the best. What's important is that whether you count up or down, that as you count, you feel your body, your mind relaxing. So it helps to add a little suggestion for relaxation as you count. For example, 10, my heart is calm. 9, as I breathe in and out, I feel myself growing more and more relaxed. 8, my eyes are relaxing. My cheeks are relaxing, my mouth is relaxing, my tongue is relaxing. My jaw feels so nice and relaxed. 7, my shoulders are relaxing, my neck feels so relaxed, my back is relaxing. 6, the deeper I go, the better I feel, and the better I feel, the deeper I go. 5, as I breathe in and out, I'm letting go of all this tension. 4, feeling my arms relaxing, my legs relaxing. 3, the better I feel, the deeper I go, and the deeper I go, the better I feel. 2, breathing in and out and going deeper and deeper inside myself. 1, feeling so very, very deeply, deeply relaxed. Observe your breath. Use it. Allow it to relax you. Visual imagery that works very well for many of my clients is imagining that they're descending this beautiful staircase and that with every step they're becoming more relaxed and that they're going deeper inside their imagination. I set the expectation when I reach the number 1 that when I'm there, I'm going to be in my favorite place. I use visual imagery to transport me there. Creating a visual favorite place just makes planting those seeds more pleasurable, more relaxing. Growing these positive suggestions can best be done in our very own safe, wonderful haven inside of ourselves. What does our favorite place look like, feel like, sound like? Visiting this place every day when we practice self-hypnosis can bring so much wellness to our mind, to our body. Once you're in your favorite place, you can pick a spot and rest. And there you can begin to imagine this future in the present moment. Now remember that as far as your body's concerned, that future is now. Your future self can become one of your body's greatest resources because that future you in your imagination is influencing the present you, just as the present you is influencing that future you. One of the things I ask my clients to do when they practice self-hypnosis is to experience this future self so vividly that their body, their subconscious mind, is tricked into believing that this future is real, that these changes have taken place. And if they find it challenging to see that change, that future, then I ask them to feel that good change, that future in their heart. But they find that with regular practice, they seem to get more creative. Self-hypnosis inspires them to get better at finding that visual imagery that's going to make that reality more empowering, more real, those beliefs more empowering, that attitude more empowering. They love time traveling into the future because they get to experience life as the person they want to become. But what that's really doing is that, when the brain comes along for this great ride, it's reshaping it, rewiring it for greater success. Overriding that voice in our head that tells us that this new imagined future is impossible, that the old one is so much more realistic, isn't always easy, especially if the brain is using a failed past to predict more of the same. When we bring the regrets and hurtful events and disappointments of the past into the future, well, it can be challenging to imagine this future on a clean canvas, to start fresh. But in hypnosis, we can feel powerful enough to silence this voice, to let go of those burdens, the burden of that regret, that disappointment, that hurt, and create the future we want. It makes it easier for us to free ourselves of all those burdens and, believe that we are pure potential and possibility in this imagined future. When you practice self-hypnosis daily, what you're doing is that you're letting the boss of you know that what it once believed was true is now changing. Your brain, your body, your subconscious mind don't know that those imagined resources, responses, and behaviors aren't real. So what that's doing is it's preventing them from predicting you so easily because they're learning that they can't assume what they've always believed was true. So when they observe, when they notice that in your imagination, let's say you're speaking more confidently, you're acting more confidently, well, then that's teaching them that they can't predict that lack of confidence is a future behavior. They're not going to know which way you're going to go, whether you're going to act more confidently or less confidently. They're going to hesitate. They're going to prevent a reaction from you. And it's going to become easier for you to choose that confidence in a future situation. You can't get stuck in hypnosis. So whenever you like, just count from 1 to 3 or 1 to 5. And then when you reach the number 3 or the number 5, you can open your eyes and just be for a couple of minutes. Allow that good feeling to spread all over your body. Give your subconscious mind time to wrap itself around this new you. Self-hypnosis is just a resource that we can use to give us a greater sense of control over who we are becoming instead of allowing the overwhelm of life to decide for us. You know, it takes a whole village of professionals, different modalities, exercise options, foods, meditations to help us be well. Self-hypnosis doesn't replace anything. If you find that it resonates, you can use it in addition to whatever else you find is right for you. If you're curious about hypnosis, what it is, what it isn't, or if you'd like to learn how to do self-hypnosis, well, I'm happy to, give you a free consultation. Just send me an email and write Viking on the subject line. Change can use all the help we give it. And the more we train our brain through creative mental rehearsal or self-hypnosis, the quicker we can manifest desired change. Learning how to visualize, how to do self-hypnosis can take a little time and practice, but anchoring that change in our body is so worth it. And the more we practice, the easier it can get. And the more we do it, the more we start looking forward to doing it. Because when we imagine the positive that's already happened in our imagination, it lights up that reward center in our brain and makes us feel good. At every moment, we're standing on the threshold of who we are and who we are becoming. We're either becoming more of who we already are, or we're becoming more of that change that we want to experience. We're changing. When you commit to doing self-hypnosis or visualization regularly, it's that new you that's moving into the future. I like to tell clients that no one has the market on feeling confident or feeling good enough. Any resourceful state isn't a limited resource just because someone may appear to have been born feeling good enough and has more than their fair share of confidence. Well, that doesn't mean that you have less, that you're entitled to less because they have more. Sometimes our path is just about growing those resourceful feelings. And clients tell me that when they're able to do that with the help of self-hypnosis or visualization, that makes them feel so much more powerful and really does change their life. I hope that you can join me next Sunday when I'm going to be talking about what you never knew you wanted to know about negative thinking, and sharing more ways that you can bring about desired change, and how to begin to take back from your brain your power to choose. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you feel that it's been worth your while. As always, my intention is just to share a little something that can hopefully make a positive difference in your life.